Hello guys, my name is Nine, and before this video starts, I would like to thank Walker V2 for helping me out with the overall design of the base, and furthermore, the design itself being inspired by his bases. I would also like to mention main Satori, as the disconnectable we are using happens to be his design. You can find their links in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into the base build. Before we start today's base build, we're going to go on a little tour. So starting from one of our external gatehouses, we can see our disconnectable TCs behind us. Moving into the compound, we can see one of our entrances through here. This will lead to shooting floor. Now going around to one of our two main entrances, we're going to go on to the left one here. We'll see another gatehouse, and we'll see one of our main entrances. It's very simple, drop boxes on either side and a ladder hatch up. More drop boxes up to our right, and up to our left, we're going to see just bedrooms. Bedrooms here, another ladder hatch. More bedrooms, more bedrooms, more bedrooms into our towers up here. Bedrooms on top of each other, and this is where we have an entrance into open core right here. And to our left or to our right is our shooting floor. But first, we're going to go back down and take the main way through. Okay, at the bottom, we'll see we have tons of boxes and furnaces down here just for extra utility space. Into one of our bunkers, we'll see there is 2 larges, 2 smalls, and a large battery. Obviously, you can do it a little differently. However, this is just how we'll be doing it. Okay, coming back through here, you'll see more deployables and one of our main entrances. Obviously, you don't need an armored door in here. It's just if you have it, this is a good spot for it. Okay, here is room for all of the teammates' bags, I hope. And coming in here, we have 1 loot room, 2 loot room, and yet a 3rd just main loot room. This obviously does not need to be your main loot, as the bunkers are usually used for that, but here is the main TC Upkeep. It's not bad, it's pretty cheap. Okay, going upstairs to the 2nd floor, it's basically just more loot space for early game. Usually the 1st and 2nd floor is just my starter loot space, so I like to just have as much as possible. So see, I just have loot rooms, deployables, and whatever you can fit down here. Also more bags if need be. Okay, going up to open core, we're going to see it's a little bit of a half split up. Going up, we'll have 2 loot rooms that are 4 boxes and 1 6 box, and it's mirrored on the other side. Okay, going down, however, we'll have 2 4-box loot rooms blocked off by a garage door with bags, locker, the whole everything. Furnaces here can also be nice. We have a tier 3 research bench, but obviously fill it with whatever deployables you want. Here we have a good amount of turrets, and we'll see that one of our bunkers is open and one's closed. Over here, you'll see the one with 2 large boxes and a battery, and then I'll show you how to open one of the other ones. Obviously make this twig and not stone. There we go, we're open. So 2 large boxes and a battery can be fit in here. Breaking this yet again, we're going to see that we have inner peaks here. They're just simple ramp peaks, but they're nice. We also have some drop downs if you're feeling a little bit that way as well. We also have a shotgun trap covering our drop down here, and more peaks like this. They're simple and they can be useful to throw off raiders. Okay. Coming up this garage door, we have our core peaks from just above. So here we have just a higher angle of peaks that give good peaks into core. They're nothing crazy, but they're very helpful in a raid defense. Just having something like this is nice. Okay, coming through here, this is back to shooting floor, where we have a combination of different styles of peaks. We have peaks, we have these roof peaks rather, that see right into our furnaces that are kind of nice. And we have our wide gaps. Wide gaps kind of become the meta recently. Everyone's doing this, so they're nice peaks. They've got good angles, combination of angles and whatnot. This is a ladder hatch. This is just a series of jump ups from that one door that we were right on with at the start, that one single door. So this is just a way up to shooting floor. Okay. Back up and around, we have our roof peaks. These are just simple peaks to roof, nothing crazy, but they give nice angles. We also have bedrooms in the shooting floor. Going up one of our 2 ways up, which are our tower entrances and exits to a roof. We have another bedroom on a roof. Use that for whatever you want. We have a turret above watching and covering, and we have 4 windmills. We only have 4 simply, but you can add more if you want. I left the roof pretty open for you to do whatever you want with it. However, I did just add turrets that are nice to be there. Just in case you want to land a mini or a scrappy, you could put a mini garage here, but it's entirely up to you. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into the actual base build. We're going to start off in building the starter. Just a simple 3x1 with honeycomb. main TC goes right here. And double door both of these off. And put a loot room shelf in here as well. Do it simply like that. The other side has a loot room, like so. You can either put a window here or a double door frame. We'll just be doing a window right now. Continuing through here. We're gonna make the main entrance, which is just gonna be a single door. 2 double door frames, and capping it off like so. And this is where our jump up's gonna be. We're gonna honeycomb TC like this. Cap that off. And make a jump up to our next level. On all, this is just a cheap starter unit that we can all start with. Simple. We're gonna have roof access with just double door like this. And at this point, we're just gonna come in here and add all necessary deployables and upgrade it to its final form. So let's exit right here, and everything will be placed as needed. Hey guys, as you can see, we've upgraded everything to sheet metal and high qual that needs to be high qual. Some of these foundations will be covered up in a minute, so it's not too much of a worry there. Coming in, we've just added garage doors, armored door, and just all of our main deployables. You can obviously change this up and do it however you want. So I have boxes here, furnaces, more boxes. Tier 2 obviously can be a tier 1. Main sleeping bags, as many as you'd like. A locker for rekits, more loot room, and back to TC. Obviously code lock your TC as that's important. Going up, we're actually going to keep expanding the base just by filling everything in like so. Both sides of here, we're going to have loot rooms. Jump up right here. This is going to be a garage door right away. We won't be expanding on this for a minute because we'll need a ladder hatch for there. Capping everything off. This is a good place for furnaces. And this is just another loot room. Alright. Now coming down here, I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's actually done. Alright guys, this is how I do the deployables. Obviously you can change this up to however you'd like. Just putting simple deployables down right now, and that's all you need. Alright, to continue expanding, we're going to expand off the main foundation with these foundations. So off the side that the honeycomb is on, all the triangle honeycomb, we're just going to be placing a square, a triangle, square here, and a triangle here, breaking this. Same with this, we're actually going to come back to the other side, repeating the process. So what you're going to want to look for is that this is going to be empty here, so we're going to multi-TC and leave a gap here. We're also going to have a gap here and where this triangle is. So this will be our gaps, connecting everything and making more of a shell for our footprint. So now that we're here, we're going to toggle on symmetry real quick, as it's going to be very helpful for me building. And now we're going to build out and do our multi-TCs. So this is 8 squares out to make these work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triangle at the end, breaking everything back. We'll be left with this initially. So obviously if I keep breaking here, you'll see we'll be left with these two, this triangle here. You can place this triangle and finishing off the main footprint. So that's what it'll look like. Simple. This is where our bunkers will be upheld. See, it's mirrored on the other side right away. Okay. To make our other multi-TCs, before putting our externals on, we're just going to do this real quick. You're going to build out one triangle here, and you're going to build out 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Triangle at the end. Come back. Obviously, you can break this behind you as you're going. And you'll be left with this triangle. And it's pretty simple here. But you just continue the footprint so it makes sense. So you can see here, there won't be gaps. We'll replace all of our walls, just ensure all this works, and you're good. On this side, it's also nice to add, actually not right now, we'll wait on that one, sorry about that. It's now time to add what is our wide gaps, our gatehouses, and the actual externals themselves. So we're just going to build out 1, 2, 3, break these 2. This is the finishing of the foundation. And we're going to build one more out and fill this in. These should be stone. There's no reason they should be metal, for the windows at least, but the rest should be metal. Just make it 8 rockets. Now we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, breaking the 3 in between. 2 triangles, half walls here like so. Switching over to stone, we're now going to place a TC here, 2 windows, and what you're going to want to do is put reinforced glass windows on these. And what I do suggest doing is actually coming over like this, so you have a little bit of an airlock, so when you are filling it up, it'll be nice and secure. But as you can see here, Upkeep isn't connected yet, so we gotta connect that real quick. Switching back over to metal, you can place this like this. And I'll show you how to disconnect the external real quick, just for simple practice. Placing a roof here, we'll disconnect it like so. Okay. Now obviously we gotta connect this back to the main footprint, which isn't hard. You're just gonna grab 1, 2. This will be our entrance into base, so we can connect this here. 3 like that. That is an 8 rocket disconnectable. And this will be our wide gap, so you can tell the gap is here. This is multi-TC, so we have our gap here, and we're mirrored on both sides. Now for this other side, it's basically the exact same thing. 2, 3, 4 instead of 3 this time. And what we'll do is we gotta finish the footprint, so we're gonna build triangles like so. And we're going to continue the entire build just like that. So you'll see that our little gaps are the same, but they're all nice and tidy. So you can continue just like this. And we'll put a half wall right here with a double door frame. You want to do this because otherwise you won't be able to place this later. It's a little weird and funky. So now we're going to place this single door frame because this will be our chutes up to shooting floor. And now, coming back, actually this is supposed to be sheet metal, I apologize, just to keep the connection. You can place through this in a minute. After you place this is what connects it back right now, so we ensure you have this, otherwise this is disconnected. You now can place our 2 double door frames here, and you can see here, this is another gatehouse. This will be stone. And this is connected back to what will be main base, okay? And now we do the same process on the outside, build out 4, place our 2 triangles, and we are good basically. Okay. And placing our TC in here. Obviously I'm flying through it to make it easier. Okay. Same way to disconnect it. Obviously you can switch these out for any kind of externals. However, this is just what I use. Did I place half walls here? Yes. Sometimes it's a little buggy, sometimes it doesn't work, but there you go. You understand. Alright, at this point you'll see we have all of our externals on. It's time to put our compound up just so we have that control. So at this point we don't need armored windows anymore, so I'm going to throw these out and grab back my normal windows. Alright, grabbing windows, we're just going to fill in these places right here. You can put double doors on all of these, like so. You can obviously put 2 doors, we'll just be putting 1 just to make it easy right now. Now you place 1 wall here, 1 wall here, and this is the easiest way to do it. I just like making it line up really easily. Okay, and it should be 6 walls per, so you see that it's mirrored on both sides here, so it's 6 walls here, 6 walls here, there'll be 6 walls here and 6 walls here, so 24 walls in total to get your entire compound up, which is very efficient. It's pretty easy just to not mess up. You just kind of place it, make it kind of look like a circle, and you usually make it pretty easily. Alright, now you grab your metal barricades and you fit them here to stop people from jumping in as easily. Alright. At this point, you see our entire compound is nice and good. We're going to continue building up main now, and everything will be upgraded to its final form. So for inner peaks, we're actually doing sheet metal throughout this entire thing, like so. So this is like the main shell of the base. This is where our bunkers are on the bottom. So we can just wall this in like so. And you can put a roof here to open, obviously leave this twig, and you'll see that still works, which is what we want. Okay. Building all this up. We put frames here for stability in a minute. Frames here as well. Won't build this too high for now, and we're going to switch back to stone to start getting a lot of our essential like airlocks and stuff done. So here is where we're going to have drop boxes. Capping this off. More drop boxes on your left side. Capping that off as well. And honeycombing this portion like so. Placing that like that. Alright, now off the bunker wall, you're going to want to place a half wall. You see how it's off the bunker wall, which is good. On that half wall, you'll want to place a floor frame like so. Break that half wall and place a window on top. This should be sheet metal like so. Okay, continuing up. You'll see that we have a gap in between here, which is exactly what we want. This gap is important, make sure it's there. Okay, continuing to expand up. These will be bedrooms here. And this one will be a jump up. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, so as we see here, this will be our jump up to our towers will be offset from here, so the towers will be right here, which will go up to shooting floor. And on the other side, we obviously have to build up our inner peaks and all of that. So we're going to continue doing that now. We'll build it 3 high to start. Here is where we're going to have drop downs. So you're going to want to place a low wall or a wall or a triangle at half height here, and then window it off like so on both sides. Okay, also conditional pieces, make sure these are working as they're supposed to. Okay. Continuing on. Everything seems to be working just fine. Alright, at this point we're going to turn symmetry off for a second so we can get everything in its actual spot. Some things can't be placed with symmetry. So right here is where our ladder hatch will go. That will get us up to our shooting floor. Or not our shooting floor, but rather our open floor. Here, we're just going to be putting shelves in. Super simple. Okay, obviously fill these with boxes, and these are little drop downs. This is a nice spot to fill with furnaces if you want to right away. Okay, this is where we'll have our main boxes up here, so we're going to place these now. I'm actually going to toggle symmetry back on for this, as it's very easy to place. Okay, so at this point, we just want to make sure this wall is placed. So right now, you can't place this wall if it's on this side. So what you want to do is take this square and put it on the outside, allowing you to place this wall like so. Then you continue with this little footprint. You'll be able to come in here, place a wall off of here. Otherwise, the better way to do it most likely is putting a wall off here and closing that. This can be rotated either way, so I suggest putting this off a main for 23% stability rather than a little bit lower at 17. So I suggest doing this off a main like so. Ooh, not supposed to be like that. Placing walls like so. See, the gap is here, so that's what you want. Now we continue with this. Alrighty. Oh wait, apologies. This can be off of here. Continue it like that. Okay, personally I put windows on here, however it does not need to be. You could do realistically whatever you want. And then on top of here, I think it's better to do it like this. And continue. Sorry. This, like this for the pattern. Leaving the gap this way instead. And the entire way around. Okay. Making the bunkers now. Really simple. Just make sure this wall is offset like so. You see it still's got that gap there. That means we're doing it right. Here, coming around. Same thing on the other side. Pretty simple. put a frame here. This can be stone, doesn't need to be metal. And we're going to continue expanding up. Okay. Capping this side and this side off. Make sure we have frames in these for stability. So here, frame. Okay. Now off of main, we're going to be placing this square, and then we're going to be placing a half lowered screw, which is easy to place because of our half height thing there. This top one does not need to be sheet metal, as it doesn't really matter. Now you've broken this, and you have your peak. Coming over here, we're going to add a double door frame there, and we're going to open our bunker. You can see that it's going to be working here, and we should all be good. Adding a floor triangle here, just for a shelf inside the bunker, and for this jump up. Okay, this point, you want to come above here, off this right double door frame, not off the wall. You want to place a square, and you see how it's offset, and then you're going to place it connected there. Make sure this is right. Do not do it like this, as this will stop the bunker from opening. Make sure it is like this. Okay, coming back inside, ensure that your bunker still works. Okay, it works. Obviously keep that twig, but we're good for now. Alright, at this point, we're going to come up here. We are going to cap this off like so. And we're going to cap off the entire thing, as the bedrooms will be made on the outside. So these will be bedrooms over here. So obviously we haven't built any of this up, but for now, we have a lot of this built up as well already. So this is where our jump up is. Continue with sheet metal. If you obviously don't have sheet metal, don't be using it. It's just, if you have it, it's best. Continuing through it here, you cannot place a frame right here. You can only place them here, so don't worry about it too much. And at this point, you'll see that the base is really taking form. Obviously, you should have large furnaces pumping, and you're good. So we're going to start by making these wide gaps, which I call tower wide gaps, as they're just better initially. So this will give us more rotation. So just build it like this. And now obviously I'm speed building it, so making it as simple as possible. These will be the bedroom spots. Low wall on both sides with windows going up. Double door frames here that will block angles in a second. These are bedrooms, so we're just going to cap these off right now. And this will be shooting floor level. So continuing with everything here. Triangle for a jump up. Another triangle for jump up. And we should add stability here, as it's wide gap and it just doesn't have tons to begin with. These towers are simple and they're realistically done, so you can place these and these are done. We won't do much more to these other than adding these embrasures here on both sides. Coming over to here, it's time to start adding the necessary honeycomb. So we're going to switch to stone, and it's time to really get the honeycomb going. This is the footprint that we're going to want to follow. And you just kind of build it as high up as possible. Like so. Okay. At this point, usually I like to keep this actually a half height lower, because this will be just a giant chute, or however you want to build it, just to get up to shooting floor. Okay, so at this point you see that we got the honeycomb. We're going to leave this hollow for a minute because of that, and we're going to just come over here, and me being forgetful, we've got to cap this off. So off the external side, we're going to place frames, like so, and off the main, we're going to place the actual squares, like so, to cover up the gaps. We're going to continue with making these wide gaps now. Make these out of sheet metal if you can. Apologies, this is not supposed to be armored. Okay. Sheet metal these. And this should be like so. Okay. This is the basic form of the wide gaps. Obviously, we're going to continue expanding it here. So sheet metal here, sheet metal here. Okay, now looking over here, obviously the wide gaps aren't finished. They're supposed to go over to here, and they're right now only here, just because we started with this small piece. So to do that, we're just going to be placing a square, triangle, square, sheet metaling these. Coming over the other side, doing the same thing. And building this up. Now we place 2 triangles here. And this is practically good. Here we'll be putting triangle frames off these little ends. Double door here. This is a good spot to put a double door, just block off angles. And we're going to put embrasures here. Now this one you could switch out, but this is how I'll be doing it in the video. Okay. Here you want a double door frame, 2 roof triangles. And you want a window right there. Okay. At this point, obviously this is the part that we're needing to work on right after we finish and mirror this. It's a little tricky to place. You're just gonna kind of stand. There we go. Once you get it. Okay. At this point, obviously we haven't capped it off. We can add stability basically wherever you want throughout this area. So we're just gonna do a little bit of that now. Just a little bit. So whatever it needs. So you can just add this to help. Okay. Now at this point we're gonna come down here and you can make this any way you want. However, we're just gonna be doing super basic. Or I'm just gonna be building these straight up like so. This is just a back and forth jump up, super simple. Nothing crazy. You can obviously just switch it up for ladder hatches and do it that way if you want. Now I actually like to put a ladder hatch here, continuing with this, however, and putting this like this. Now I like to throw boxes here, as it's actually a really sneaky spot to put them. So we put a ladder hatch here, is at least my idea of it. Actually, apologies, these are not supposed to be here. These will be higher. Now we continue this by placing one window here at a weird angle. These are actually bedrooms, so we're actually going to wall these off like this on the other side, for the other side. And we're going to just take walls and put them like this. Just about to put a window here, just to give yourself vision. Again, door frames here. Door frames here as well. Nice little jump up. And you're just going to add simple roof peaks. Super basic, nothing crazy. Now you can either use siren lights or hobo barrels. We're using siren lights because that's something you can get still. Okay. Place them wherever here, but basically you just place them like this. Now you have roof peaks. Obviously roof is not complete, so simple. Place them however you want, really. Okay. Continuing with this, I'm gonna cap everything off. So this is how I'll do it, but you can change it up a little bit. Doesn't really matter too much. Okay. Okay. Apologies, actually, this is supposed to be full walls. Mine slips for me sometimes. And then to make it how we're going to want it, we'll be putting more walls here. Doing it like so. This will just be a turret pod, so we'll be able to just throw a turret in here, is the reason for this. And then off these, staying to the right of it, you can place this at a lowered height, which gives some nice angles. And it protects the turret pretty damn well. So at this point, you see that we're getting there on the entire aesthetic of the base. Obviously, I gotta add a lot of the roof frames, and deployables are still needed. So at this point, we're just gonna continue adding roofs just for peaks wherever they seem necessary realistically. Don't use triangles, as those can bug the externals out sometime. Everything's connected back through the base. It's looking all good. Okay. Last things to really add are windmill spots and turret locations. So windmills, build these up pretty high minimum is what I'd say. Sheet metal this part, and you're good. Here it is the same concept. Off of here, just build up. 2 this time, and you should be able to put windmills up here. Okay. Here we go. Just by standing up here, it makes it easier. Like that. And like so. The minimum of 4 windmills is good. If you can get that as a small group, you'll be okay. I'm not too worried that you'll need that many turrets for the space. Turrets there are good spots, and then on these tiles, like so, are good spots. Just adding lots of turrets to top of roof. Obviously, I've left roof pretty blank here, so you can do realistically whatever you want. You can put a mini garage, you can put whatever you want on it. However, we're going to go back in base, and we're going to finish off the shooting floor, because there's bedrooms here that we haven't really designated and made right. So, this like this. Apologies on that. Put a double door frame right here. You can just put a double door to these, they don't have to be garage doors. And I just fill this with 2 beds, you can get 2 lockers in here, and nice and simple. Like so. 2 beds, 2 lockers, nice and simple. And then there's 4 of those, along with these that are 3 bedrooms here. Coming down back here, there's 4 bedrooms on these. So there's a lot of bedrooms. Obviously, at this point, it's time to just add tons of deployables, other than finishing off one last thing in core, which is simple. We're just going to come over to here, and add sheet metal, apologies. We're just going to be coming in and filling in this at half height. It may seem really weird, however, what it's going to do is basically just add another layer of honeycomb. Toggle symmetry off. Perfect. Okay. Turrets for open core, good spot for them, are up in these little pods here. And then in front of these windows, like so, are good. And then up here, as these will actually shoot, they can actually shoot through these ramps at times. So someone down here can be shot from these turrets. They're very nasty. Okay. Obviously, adding deployables is the last real thing to do to the space, and I've already shown that in the main build. So there's not much more for me to do, in all honesty, other than adding turrets to bottom of inner peaks. That's the last thing I want to touch on before we let you go. Here above the bunkers is a good spot, and another decent spot I'd say is filling this in, just like the other side, is somewhere like this. You can obviously rotate whichever way you feel fit, but these will also be nice and beneficial. Anything that you find is good, more turrets the better. So just spam tons, put tons in compound. You know the gist. Just turrets, turrets, turrets. They win raid defenses. Okay. Compound, just spam them wherever you can. Usually on these foundations is good, as they'll be offset one from each other, like so. And just put as many turrets as you can possibly even obtain. There's never too many. So here, just for instance, we have 4 turrets on this side. I also suggest at this rate, putting turrets somewhere like just right here, something simple. You can put them up here as well. These are good spots as well. You could do some fancy stuff, but just with any clan base, you want tons of turrets. I'm just doing some minimal ones to start. Alright, at this point, there's really not much more to do to the base. And add deployables, make sure your bunkers are upgraded, and if possible, upgrade your bunkers to high qual. That's what really adds to the raid defense cost. But if not, just armor what I've done right here, and it's still 12 rockets from this side, or otherwise 16 rockets from inside if they don't notice that. So they don't notice things like that, you can really cheap them out on that, and it still works. They'll still go through the HQM I've seen. They'll go through the HQM even if they see this back is here like this. Also, adding a shelf for a bunker in here, you want 2 boxes, 2 smalls, and a battery in here. That's my personal preference. However, you don't have to do it. So, hopefully you guys enjoy the base build. You guys like the base build. If you guys don't, leave comments. Tell me what to improve. Honestly, just give me comments. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you like, and then I'll improve on it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Sorry for the trash editing. Please subscribe if you enjoyed. Love you guys.